Alright, what's up everybody, it's Jordy. I was playing AC Valhalla and I ran into this issue where I needed a ton of tungsten and titanium ingots. So I found the best place to farm in the game for them. It's here in Gloucester on the map. There's a loop that you can follow, and every time you reload the game you can go around the loop and you pick up like between 4 and 5 tungsten ingots and a bunch of titanium ingots. And this is just like a loop you could do over and over. Best place I've found for farming these ingots. You'll have to excuse me here. I had to go get some arrows and then I had a hard time chasing my horse. So you go to this waypoint in Gloucester and you get on your horse and there's this loop that goes from that that spawn point down this little path. And when you get down to the end of this path, you can turn left or right. I usually turn left because it takes me into the woods first. But the woods on the left, just go straight right here. All you have to do is follow this loop and kill every, you know, like everybody that you see as you go through. Some of them will drop tungsten. You'll get between 4 and 5 tungsten. You'll get titanium if you do it as well. Went the wrong way with the cursor here, but the loop is this woods right there, around, and then down to this city right here. Across the bridge, there's sometimes one over there, and then back up. And you can use your Raven to see, you know, if you're nearby somebody, or you can kind of mark them on your map. But I found that a lot of times I don't even have to do that. So here I am following the path. I already got one tungsten ingot. I don't remember if these guys give me anything this time, but sometimes these guys will give you the titanium. It also helps to have your Raven set to like auto collect. I can't remember if that's a weapon or not off the top of my head, but that's really helpful. So I basically just got to go through here. There's a right-hand turn that's kind of hidden. Here's that path there, and it takes you around to this like little witch's area, the druid's cottage. You just keep following this path. This is the only hard part to kind of see it. But the enemies can be anywhere on this loop. So like here I come up on another set of enemies, and you can always tell when they're gonna have a tungsten ingot, they're gonna have one of the more overpowered enemies, you know, like the flag bearer or the shield bearer. Again, I let my Raven get there. I got 4 titanium and 1 tungsten. So that's 2 tungsten, and I think about 8 titanium just on this one little trip here. Keep following the path around. It comes out into like a clear area up here, and up here there's sometimes bandits. You can stop to kill them if you want. I usually try to race by them because they don't really ever get me anything good. So I usually ignore them, but up here in a second, I think I can stop to kill one. So you just keep following this around. So yeah, here we have just a bunch of guards who are actually shooting at a bandit, so I think I actually stopped to kill the bandit, but go ahead and take those guys out. And I don't know if I got anything of value on that particular one, which is okay. You don't always get something good, but you're pretty much guaranteed to get the 4 tungsten ingots. Here we go. Here's a flag bearer. So I'm gonna kill these troops, and I'll get something here. Yep, there's another tungsten. Didn't get any titanium. Oh, I did get 6 titanium. That's pretty good. All right, so then what happens here is you get into this little town. You don't have to kill the guys on the horseback. They never really have anything for you unless they're attacking you. There's no point.
Show me.
And what I always do is I go into town and I just look for the golden, you know, the guys that have the golden load. There's usually 2 by the time you get down here. Sometimes just 1 if you've already gotten 3. The thing to be careful about right here is that in order to make sure, because sometimes you can get a 5th one, you have to get your eagle or your the Raven, excuse me, to look across this little body of water here, this little river. I'll run this a second time around, and there'll be guys on the other side of it the second time around. But this time, they were just in the city. Once you identify them in the city, I just go straight to them. Immediately to my left right now is like this huge group of troops, and they're kind of a waste to kill. They don't really offer you anything of any major value. But I just keep taking these guys out and collecting them, you know, one after the next after the next. There's another tungsten, 4 more of the titanium. I'm gonna turn right here. And the last set of guys, see, I'm just gonna ignore all of that because it doesn't do me any good. And there'll be some guys that kind of run down here on the left to try to stop me, but again, they're not worth killing. The guy on the horse, not worth killing. So I'm gonna chase up to these guys over here. So this guy had a metal sword, a couple hot shots to get a headshot in. Damn you! Let's see if I can get him. Alright, so there's my last tungsten for this particular run. I always, you know, kind of double check. I'm now back on that outward path. You have to wait a few seconds for the Raven because, you know, it's collecting all this stuff for me. And so I'm just going to double check that I didn't miss any. I don't see any here. So at this point, I can just go to anywhere I want. You just have to fast travel. I usually fast travel back to Ravensthorpe, mainly because I like to spend my tungsten and titanium kind of right away, and the tungsten you just spend at the dealer guy. Here's the trick with this, and you can farm this over and over and over again. When you get into Ravensthorpe or wherever you decide to fast travel to, all you're going to do is save the game, do a manual save, immediately load the game, give it a second to load. Puts you back in Ravensthorpe again, and you're ready to go again. You can now fast travel back to this spot over here in Gloucester. This time around I'm going to speed it up just because there's no reason to waste your time for the whole thing. But again, I'm just going to... I'm sorry, the cursor went to the wrong place. I'm just going to go around that same loop again. See, I've identified one guy to the right there, but I think I'm still going around to the left. And the reason I'm going to show this a second time is because this time there's guys on the other side of that bridge in town. So I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just going to go through the woods. I'm just going to kill everything that I come across. The thing about this that I figured out is that this loop takes about 10 minutes. 11 minutes with the save and load, and then the extra travel time, just because of, you know, the game loading in and out. So I found the 2 guys in the woods. So basically what you're doing is you're farming between 4 and 5 tungsten ingots every 10 minutes. And, you know, 12-ish titanium if you get lucky in that same amount of time. Sometimes you can get up in the 15-16 range of the titanium. I've noticed that it's between 4 and 6 every group that you kill, so if you get unlucky, sometimes you just get 4 titanium. If you get lucky, sometimes you get 6. Of course, that's nicer to get more. More is better. So I'm just running around this loop a second time. Again, it's exactly the same as the first time. I've done this loop probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 dozen times at this point because I wanted to upgrade every piece of equipment in the game, and this is how I did it. Although now I've run out of leather and stuff, even though I started with thousands and thousands of leather. So here, one piece of interesting, one thing that happened. So you can see there's an extra one on the other side of the river. There's the original one to the right that I saw at the beginning. So there's 3 more tungstens to get. And the first one is across the river. I kind of get off track here a little bit. Killing stuff, I think. Alright, so I killed those guys. Just to kind of get them out of the way. And then, yep. So, alright, so then the other spot that they can sometimes spawn is here across the river. If you have to cross the river, a lot of times you gotta kill at least some of these guys that are on the bridge. It kind of makes it a lot easier to deal with if you do. And, though in this case it mixed me up. I got confused as to where I was going. I went the wrong way for a minute. I had to turn around. I could cut that out, but then there'd be no reason for me to be embarrassed. So then you head up the path here to where these dudes are. Kill them. That's your third set. There's still a fourth set back in the city, remember? So, oh, that guy actually knocked me off my sword. That doesn't happen very often. Or off my horse. So when they're across the river like that, you should go grab that extra tungsten, and then you can just go right back across. Now, while I was over here, that other guy got away. He went back the way I came because they just walk in a circle. Everybody just walks in this loop, and that's why it's so effective. So I'm gonna run up here, and those guys don't. I don't think those guys had anything, but yeah. I don't know. It's always good to kill all the guys walking on the ground because you might get more titanium, which is nice. And right up here is the last set, and I think that might be him. Yep. Okay, so at this point, I've cleared all of them. Again, I look just to make sure. I always double check because you do come across cases where you get extras, and then I just go right back to Ravenslurp again. And again, I'm just gonna save, load my game, and I can start right over. Like you can farm this for days, and it will always come back. This doesn't cover nickel ingots, which there's a better place for that. I might do a video on that later. But this covers titanium and tungsten really fast. It's the fastest I've found in the entire game. So here, and then you're off to the races. You can just go right back to what you were doing. So here's my loading screen, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe or whatnot. See ya.